Hi Aries, welcome to your triple cross reading for the month of October 2018. I am now back on YouTube. I know that I was away for quite some time. I'm currently managing a couple of jobs at the same time, and I also had some personal reasons for my absence. But I am now back, and I am so excited to be doing your reading. And before I get into it, I just want to remind you that you can use this for your sun, moon, or rising signs, and some months you might identify more with your rising or moon sign instead of your sun sign, so please do check those videos out for more clarity at this time. With all that said, let's begin your reading. So down the center we have the moon, the Page of Pentacles, and the Eight of Pentacles. Crossing or supporting that, we have the Ten of Swords. This is a supporting card. So right out of the gate, I am seeing some worries here, especially when it comes to finances. But because Pentacles not only talk about finances, they also talk about the things that we hold of value. It could be self-worth issues as well. So what I see here with these four cards is, are you giving more of yourself, of your time, of your wisdom, of your heart, or of your resources to others? Are things in your life not balanced when it comes especially to your relationships with other people and your relationship with yourself? We do see the eight here. The Eight of Pentacles does talk about trying to work through this kind of situation, but it also talks about the balance. If you see the eight, we have four on one side, four on another side. They kind of form a little bit of a parallel sign, if you will. So this does bring about, in me anyway, this idea of relationships, because it reminds me of a two. So it's your relationship with either yourself or with other people that is at hand. And because all of this is included in the Pentacles suit in tarot, this sense of worthiness and of value, we do have something astrologically that has just happened. There was a full moon in your sign. I believe the exact date for this was September 24th, and I am shooting this in September. So definitely the energy is still being felt for your sign currently in the now. And with it, it's been trying to illuminate this full moon in these areas in your life that you need to either work more on so that they can, the balance between that we talked about before can be restored. So you either have to work on it to be more imbalanced, or you have to realize that the scales are kind of tipping and it's not a balanced scenario for you anymore, and you have to let it go. And I say let go because we do have a 10 here. The 10 of Swords is a very final card for me. And the 10s in tarot generally do talk about culminations, things that have to come to an end because there's no more, that it can't go anywhere else. So it goes from an ace all the way to a 10 and then back to an ace. So whatever situation or people in your life, their mission, the point for them being in your life has already culminated, has already come to an end. So that's going to be up to you to decide whether or not these things, people, situations are still valuable to you. So that is definitely the question that's going to be lingering for your sign this month is, what do you hold in the highest regard? What do you value, Aries? Now, in your root area, we have the Six of Swords, the Four of Pentacles, and the Seven of Wands. So, well, before I get into that, I do want to note that there's a lot of synergy with the message here in the center with what I see here in your root area. because there is this note of knowing when to let go, to move on, to recognize your value and move forward, trying to find that energy, that fiery, feisty energy that is so essential, so innate to your sign, to you guys, Aries, so that you can move forward and let the past in the past, let go of any kind of negative or difficult ways of thinking, either because they bring you sadness, these people, these situations bring you sadness, or because these are negative thoughts about yourself that instead of making you better, because there is such a thing as being tough on yourself so that you can be a better you, right? But there is also those kinds of thoughts that can be detrimental for our success, especially if we're constantly second guessing ourselves. So we don't want you guys to get to that point. So it's a time for setting limits with yourself and or with other people. Depends on the Aries that I'm talking to. It depends on where you fall in the Aries scale. But particularly, I want to say, if the full moon has been affecting you, depending on the degrees of your time of birth, look into that, because definitely the full moon is trying to illuminate that which is of value and that which isn't. So boundary setting and reassessing values is what I see here. Now, in your recent past, we have the Wheel of Fortune, the Three of Cups, and the Tower card. So truly what I do see that your sign has been going through as of late is changes, and not just any kind of change, but radical changes at that. And definitely a lot of things that could have popped up that you didn't see coming. Why? Because we have the Wheel right next to the Tower, and these are two major arcana cards that mean that you have a little bit of a less control in the situation. Maybe these are things that you didn't necessarily want to happen, but they happened nonetheless. And they definitely could have affected your social sphere, like groups of friends or people that you loved, people that you care about. And if it's not dealing with other people, this could also be talking about the Three of Cups, rather. They could be talking about your habits, especially your habits when it comes to socializing and dealing with others. And this could also talk about definitely bad habits. What comes to mind with the cup suit definitely is drinking or partying or going out a lot. And that's what I meant by your way of socializing. So there's definitely radical changes when it comes to these themes in your life. And the reason why all of this is happening is so that you can start to edify a better base for your life, so that you can keep building on it with a more solid foundation. Because whenever we see the Wheel and the Tower together, it definitely talks about having to rebuild because the structure wasn't strong enough. And the Tower is a representation of Aquarius, but really, to me, it totally depicts the energy of the planet Uranus. In astrology, we call it planet Uranus because it is a planet of lightning, and we do see a lightning coming here and attacking this tower, and it falls to pieces because it wasn't built on a solid foundation. And so you have to start all over again, because the thing with Aquarius and Uranus is that they only want truth, they only want things that are solid, and it's trying to take you, the whole purpose of it is trying to take you to a new level. So it's trying to level you up because you're ready. You're now ready for these changes. You're ready to graduate to that next level. Your soul is ready. Your heart is ready. Say heart because this is a cups card, and definitely big massive changes, massive transformation, but for the good. Now in your crowning position, we have the Devil, the Six of Wands, and the Ace of Wands. So definitely this is an ideal changes that are happening, that are ideal rather, to cut through negative relationships, negative people that are presenting themselves as with a low level egotistical frequency, and people that are not letting you express yourself or letting you be who you truly are. So if you're feeling like somebody is not approving of you, or you're seeking approval, that's just not gonna fly this month of October. And that's a good thing, because generally for all of the Aries out there, this is an ideal time to cut through these relationships. And we did talk about bad habits, and I definitely see that with the Ace here and the Devil, things that kind of make you feel good on the surface, but not really, like they're not actually good for you. Now is the time to cut bad habits or anything that you are obsessed with that isn't bringing you the abundance and the support that you need. Now, in your future position, we have a lot of pentacles. We have the 5, the 7, and the 2 of pentacles. And definitely, once again, because these have appeared in the same line, it is kind of referencing what we talked about in the center. But don't feel that because you're going to have to cut through certain relationships, certain people, you might have to cut them out, certain situations, you might have to remove yourself from them, or habits like we've talked about here and here. Don't think that this is only going to bring about a sense of instability. I say instability because it is a 5 here. 5s talk about instability. But it's not, it's going to try to bring the opposite at that for you. Because the 5 also talks about needing for your inner peace to be the focal point. In the Rider-Waite deck, we do see a figure that is out in the cold. They're struggling, they're ill, they're poor, and they're not able to get inside a safe haven, which in that image is a church. So the church it doesn't necessarily talk about the church per se, but it talks about spirituality. So if you are religious of any kind, no judgment here, whatever you believe in, that is going to tap you into that spiritual frequency. And I say spiritual because we do have a 7 here, and the 7 is the most spiritual number numerologically. So these two together are asking for you to reconnect with that, reconnect with your sense of spirit, of spirituality. And if it is a person that we see here, like it could be an earth sign, like a Capricorn, Taurus, or Virgo, Sun, Moon, or Rising. And we did have the Devil card here, and the Devil is a representation of a Capricorn. Definitely some of you dealing with these people, these earth signs, you have to see how much worth these people, how much value they're adding into your life. And if it's not those signs, it's simply just people that you yourself valued. But the way to go about it is to create distance between you and these people, and to try to make you the focal point, and to go back to that sense of focusing on your self-worth, your value, and also trying to see without illusion, like the Ace here is asking for you to just see things as they truly are and not as you wish that they were. So definitely value it keeps coming back up. So it's definitely going to be a theme for you guys in the month of October. Now, in your ego position, we have beautiful cards. I love seeing this in the ego because it talks about how you view yourself or how you view the situation. So when it comes to you, your energy, you're all good. You're fine. So I don't worry about you guys too much. We have the 10 of Cups, the 3 of Pentacles, and the Queen of Cups. So this could come in two ways, either your family with the 10 of Cups or in the work front. You could have the chance to shine brightly, to feel emotionally and spiritually supported and fulfilled, because this 10 of Cups talks about that complete fulfillment, that utter the feeling of having all of your cups full. Feeling whole. So that's great. It's a beautiful thing to see. And there is a person in your midst. This could come across as a water sign, like a Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces, Sun, Moon, or Rising. If it's not those signs, it's just someone that's very intuitive, someone that's very, very spiritual, someone that's tapped into the other realms, if you will, that you can definitely rely on to help you on this new path, this new journey that the energy is trying to push you towards. So that's great. Now, in your environment, we have the 6 of Pentacles, the Fool card, and the Empress. So I love these right next to these beautiful ego cards. So definitely around you, there is a female energy. Typically in general spreads, general readings, I don't like to focus on gender so much, but if you see these cards, they fell this way, the Empress and this Queen, they're speaking to me, and so I definitely feel like there is a feminine energy around you. It could be a male, a very nurturing male at that, but I am sensing a feminine energy around you, with the Empress here and the Queen. So I'm seeing this as like a mother figure to you, a grandmother, a friend, a boss, or a teacher that can help you in this new journey. Like I said, so much synergy within the cards. It's great. I love it. In this new path that you're trying to go towards. So they can definitely bring a sense of balance, help you out, add value to your life. When it comes to these new adventures, because the Fool card is the first card of the deck. He's the one that takes the journey of the tarot. So if you ever do need help, don't hesitate to ask for it, because you do have a wonderful person in your midst that can truly help you out with these difficulties. They can help you navigate with all of this. And in another way, we can read these cards, these 3, you can read them as, because the Empress is ruled by Venus, the planet of abundance, of things that we hold of value. Once again, the key word for you guys. So your sense of values is undergoing a change, but it's a change for the better. Once again, you guys are on the right path here. When it comes to letting go of these things that you see as limiting you, it feels like cord connections is what it is. Things that you are going to have to cut out of your life. Now, in your hopes and fears area, we have the 7 of Cups, the 2, and the Knight of Wands. So you have appeared in your reading, so definitely you have a bit more control than you think you do. That's how I read tarot anyway. So these are definitely hopes and fears. And the hope is of bringing about new changes, positive changes in your life. But the thing though, the word of caution here is to think twice before you act. Because this Knight specifically, sometimes he doesn't he doesn't think twice before making a decision. And the 2 here is letting you know, think, plan. It's a great month for planning, for reassessing with what we saw here with the 7. Just reassess, make changes for sure, because not everything is exactly what it appears to be at first glance. So just be careful, be mindful before making any final decisions, any final choices. Now, in the outcome position, we have the 3 of Swords, the Page of Cups, and the 8 of Swords here. So yeah, what I'm feeling with this is definitely a sense of pain, but this has not happened yet. This would be at the end of the month. So the beauty of tarot, and why we do these readings, is to use it as a guiding GPS, if you will. If you like where it ends, keep going on that road. If there's something you don't like, you definitely can mitigate it through a change of behavior, through the choices that we make, and with our own energy. We can definitely change our frequency for the better. So what we see here, though, is a sense of sadness, of feeling emotionally let down by someone or something, and a sense of being, a feeling rather, stuck to a person or situation that you feel didn't have your best interests at heart, or they could have betrayed you in the most negative sense. Once again, this has not happened, so you can definitely change these things. Why? Because you are in control of your life. Don't let anybody dictate how you feel. You make your own choices. So the cards here are inviting for you to not just accept things for how they are, not to feel powerless, not to feel hopeless with this 8 of Swords energy, and instead grasp the nettle with the Ace of Swords here, and know that you have to cut certain ties, certain situations, an old way of thinking, an old way of being, because you already intuit them with the Page as an expression of you. Definitely the Page is inviting you to feel it, to suss it out. You already know who I'm talking about. These people, these situations that need to leave out of your life, you already know who they are. Why do you need to do these things? Because once you let them go, you're going to be able to attract things that are of more value, things that are going to make you feel better. But the new can't come if you don't let go of the old, of these karmic ties. So definitely cord cutting, karmic cords need to be cut. And I know that it's not the funnest thing to undergo through, but I know that your sign has been put through the ringer a little bit astrologically. We do have Chiron on you guys, and Uranus is gonna come back into your sign. So it's something that's not gonna last forever. It's just for the now, and it promises, if you do the work, more abundance, a sense of new beginning, newness, a carte blanche, if you will. So in order for the beauty to come in, you have to cut these people out. And why would you want people that don't wish the same for you as you for them? Think about that. So definitely, what is it that you value most, Aries? Going back to that question that I gave you guys at the beginning, it's definitely gonna be the theme for your sign. All right, Aries, I hope that this reading has been of help to you. If you feel like it has, please support my channel by giving me a thumbs up or subscribing. And really a heartfelt thank you to everybody that is a subscriber, a return subscriber, and has stuck it out with me through this time. It hasn't been easy for me. I've been going through a lot of things too, but we will power through, and all of these are just lessons in helping our spiritual beings evolve, we're ready to level up, right? So really don't worry for you guys. I know that you've got this. Just pull through, see things for what they are, use that full moon energy to your advantage, and you will see through. All right, guys, I'll speak to you guys next month, and I'm wishing you a very blessed, fruitful month. Bye.